A hidden path once connected the civilizations that inhabited South America. The Piabiru Path, now unveiled by technology, stretches across forests and mountains, defying time and vegetation. A past unearthed through the use of modern technology.
This knowledge, this wealth of information that is now being brought to the light of science or human understanding is what will truly make not only Brazil, but the world rewrite history. This will likely happen.
We've arrived at this intact section of the Piabiru Trail, which is this stone path here built with remarkable ancient engineering.
Throughout Brazil, there is a legacy of hidden secrets guarded by dense vegetation and the passage of time. The Piabiru Trail conceals traces of ancient civilizations and stories that have yet to be fully uncovered. With the help of innovative tools, we are about to see what once seemed lost to time but is now beginning to be revealed in astonishing ways. What was once inaccessible now appears within our reach, and what we discover from this point on may change the way we understand the history of our country.
Through this technology, we are able to visualize these cavities, and we can make this connection with the research we conduct on the Piabiru Pass. So through this, we are able to get a sense that other civilizations, many civilizations were here and left this legacy, left these marks, so that we, through technology, can find them. This equipment, which is the ground-penetrating radar, makes it easier for us to find places below the surface that have these cavities. With it, we can also find metals and other things, but our main focus is really the cavities. So right now we're programming this equipment because with this technology we can achieve better efficiency in our results, right? So not only in various places where we conduct our research, we bring the equipment so we can check what's beneath the ground and carry out this mapping.
As we find evidence beneath the ground, we're not just uncovering a physical past, but rather the existence of a civilization that shaped our history. These paths, many of them have modern roads built on top of them. For example, the Regis Bittencourt Highway was once the Piabiru Pass. But here, in these more mountainous areas, in the dense forest, we find the path passing through places that haven't yet been touched by humans. And that's where we're able to recover even more of the strongest evidence that provides us with proof.
We are able to carry out a flight. It collects data from the area of interest, and then through technology we can remove the forest and conduct a detailed study of cutting, depth, vegetation, measurements, distance, elevation and terrain, right? So the equipment is essential for us in this regard, right? Sometimes by removing the vegetation we can access some building that's hidden in there, something along those lines. The forest still hides a lot of things, doesn't it? By removing it, we notice a lot of things, a lot of buildings, sometimes caves or hollows, things like that. Once we remove it, the ground is left bare, and we can get a much better look at the details of the soil.
LiDAR is one of the most advanced tools available to modern archaeology. It can reveal ancient structures that would be inaccessible using conventional research methods. On the Piabiru Trail, this is essential, since the dense vegetation and terrain make traditional research difficult. And it's not just the technology that makes a difference, but also the careful analysis of the images by specialists. With a trained eye, the team is able to identify patterns and structures that indicate ancient human activities, such as the construction of roads or other engineering works. The precision of the images allows researchers to map the area, study changes in the terrain, and understand how ancient civilizations interacted with the environment.
This here is the LiDAR mapping done in Juquitiba, in the southern region of the state of São Paulo, an area of Atlantic forest near the coast. So this survey was carried out to identify structures that we call it earth engineering. These are modifications made to the land. It was detected with LiDAR, right? It had already been identified in the field, and then a LiDAR study was done so we could take a broader look, get a better sense of this type of structure. This here is a terracing, most likely for agricultural use, but there are also oral accounts that this is a sacred structure, that there are some stone monuments here that have already collapsed. This is the first earthwork like this that I've identified. There are no reports in the Brazilian archaeological literature of this type here. There aren't any. In the world, you will see this in Peru, right? Made by the Incas and pre-Inca. It's important for us to point out that this here is a technology that predates those great civilizations by a long time. Basically, in other mountainous regions of the world, like in Asia, in Vietnam, Cambodia, which have very ancient civilizations, we have records of millennia-old terracing.
It's with evidence like this that we're going to delve deeper and deeper into our research.
After analyzing the images obtained by the radar, the team moves on to the next stage of the work, returning to the field. The drone equipped with radar flew over the region and identified the site with these terraces, forming an interesting structural, strong indication that there were beings with engineering knowledge present there. And it is based on these discoveries that the team returns to the area on foot to closely examine the structures identified by the radar.
Here we have the LiDAR image, and now we're going to see in person how this works. We are exactly at this spot, right in the corner. We're going to stop the climb and follow this trail that we call the zigzag trail here. These are the terraces. This section here, once we finish marking it all out and have the exact measurements of the entire trail, will be a very interesting point. Besides, these terraces are practically non-existent in Brazil. We do see these structures in other places.
That's true. So as we study by deepening our research here regarding the terraces, I think it will bring more visibility, and tourism will really expand a lot with this development here.
Exactly.
On the geographical border between the states of Santa Catarina and Paraná, our dedicated researchers meticulously mapped yet another significant stretch that clearly reveals this ancient and important path.
Here we've already thoroughly surveyed the entire area, and we've successfully managed to meticulously spot a significant number of crucial things. Now we are proceeding by land to carefully gather even more substantial evidence, to meticulously check out all the relevant material, and to conduct a comprehensive on-site inspection. This is not just to simply collect additional evidence, but also to thoughtfully piece together the complete and intricate puzzle. This vast network that is the PB route, following this trail for about 100 or 200 meters, we'll find the branch. Let's go. Up to this point, we've already come across the beginnings of some stones, right?
We've arrived at this intact section of the Pibiru Path, which is this stone road here, showcasing impressive ancient engineering. An absolutely incredible, truly indescribable feeling to finally discover this particular part of the path that had not yet been previously found or explored. P. biru has its main trunks and an endless number of branches. This part here is a major discovery because it was still hidden in the forest with very little access. And this one here is probably part of the main trunk. And when we find a part like this one well hidden, it's what helps us put this puzzle together. P. biru is a real puzzle, right? Because there are the grassy parts, the ditches, and the stone parts. So the discovery of this part of the stone pass will really help us piece together this enigmatic context that is P. biru, right?
Yes, that's why LIDAR is so important, right? Because what we can't see, LIDAR will detect, and then we can piece together the branches with the main trace, for sure.
Absolutely.
We are flying over the trails of the P. biru path. This flight is important for us to observe the vastness and complexity of this territory. The flight itself has something more to show us. Beyond the panoramic view, the helicopter is essential for taking our team to the most remote and hard-to-reach locations. If we had to cover these routes on foot, the research could take days or even weeks. The flight allows us to record large stretches of land quickly and accurately, with geographic coordinates that will be fundamental for mapping the historical route of the path. This data helps the team to plot precise routes, making it easier to guide the research and increasing the speed at which we find traces of this mysterious path.
The importance of finding new evidence and the traces of these paths is that we are able to reconstruct history, and each trace connects to another, always in the same direction, along the same ancestral path that we are searching for.
And these paths may be pre-indigenous. Before the civilization that we are able to record in archaeology as the pre-colonial inhabitants of Brazil, the indigenous peoples, there may have been some civilization prior to that.
And what is truly hidden beneath the dense forest canopy may be even more incredibly impressive than we could possibly imagine. Research is bringing to light what remained hidden for centuries. Thus, structures like caves, silos, and underground rooms have begun to emerge, once again showcasing astonishing engineering.
All of this area is still under study, We made this opening now precisely by bringing in the team, the archaeologists, the people in charge, so we can carry out this entire study and have everything mapped out. Because really it's a structure that, for this region and from what we've seen, is unique. We haven't found any other structure like this in the whole region. You can see that they placed the stones here to build this structure, right? It's a structure that was assembled.
And is this really stone?
It's really stone. This here is stone.
Yes. And is it stone from this region?
We're conducting an analysis to find out if the stone was found around here or where they found it.
Down there you can see that they're even, fitted together in a different way.
Uh-huh.
But does it actually form the base?
It forms the base, but you can see it's really meant to support the structure.
And the skill to do this, literally like a pillar, right? Because there's only this one here.
Yes. Yes, there's only this one. The rest, you can see that if you search around, you don't find anything, right? And it's a structure.
It's a tech concept.
Exactly. You can see when you shine the flashlight here, look, bring a flash here. Did you notice a different kind of shine?
Yeah.
In some spots right there, look.
It's a type of clay?
Yeah, it's a kind of clay.
The number of findings of evidence like these in the other craters, other places we've passed by, shows that there was an intervention by a civilization that predates the history known to humanity, the history we've been told. So as these pieces of evidence come together, they form a large cluster of information that is available for either superficial or more advanced analysis regarding history.